Now at 9, Mattel announces plans to open a theme park in the Kansas City area by 2026.
McDonald County is the latest school district in our area to move to a 4-day school week. I'm Anthony Saviello. I'll have more coming up.
And we'll meet a Southeast Kansas native who will be headed to Paris to compete in this year's Olympics.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Iconic toy maker Mattel today announced plans to open a second theme park, this one in the Kansas City area. Construction on Mattel Adventure Park Kansas City in Bonner Springs, Kansas is scheduled to break ground later this year, and the park is set to open in 2026. Now, the park will have the attractions like those at Mattel Adventure Park in Glendale, Arizona, including Hot Wheels roller coasters and a larger-than-life Barbie beach house with a flying theater and a rooftop restaurant and bar. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another nice one today. High temps right around 70 degrees. You can see our average high is 61 degrees. Started at 49 during the morning hours, and it looks okay outside. We're sitting mainly into the mid-50s. We are dry, even though there's been a few isolated showers in our southern counties. Temperatures anywhere from 50 in Nevada. And then on the southern end, Grand Lake is sitting at 63. Still a little breezy. We have those northeasterly winds kicking in at about 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour. But any showers we had earlier in our southern counties pretty much gone. Still have some showers down to our south, but we look okay through the rest of the night. We slide back into the 40s, back to 55 by about 10 o'clock in the morning. Temperatures look good tomorrow, but we do still have some rain chances. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Another area school district announces it's moving to a 4-day week. The McDonald County, Missouri School District is making the move starting with this coming academic school year. KOAM's Anthony Saviello spoke with administrators, teachers, and parents about the decision to make the move.
115. That is the number of school districts in Missouri that have moved to the 4-day school week. McDonald County now makes that one more.
Put a committee together of about 45 staff members. We had every principal in our district, one staff member from every building, and a community member from every different community that we have. And we put all the information out. We showed them the research that was done throughout the state.
The research Dr. Finley refers to is a survey done by the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education that says there is no significant difference in academic achievement between 4- and 5-day school week. Dr. Finley also says that 5th day is not going to be wasted. He says it will allow the district to have more time for professional development for teachers like Logan Grab.
You have a lot of new people who have, entered the career field with a lot of people retiring during that time, and we want to surround them with as much support as possible. So that comes back to that professional development piece and helping bolster that.
That day will also be used to help students.
We're going to focus on the students that are behind, either on their reading success plans or other areas that we feel like they're behind academically. We're going to offer them an opportunity to come to school. Our staff will be there to teach them on those days. We will transport them.
Both Finley and Grab acknowledge the growing pains, but say that this system will continuously be evaluated.
Right. My hope is that it does prosper. I don't think 1 year is enough to base, the success of it necessarily. So I think that we are going to have to give it 2 or 3 years and really evaluate what we are able to accomplish during that time.
Reporting in McDonald County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The superintendent also says that despite having one fewer day, hourly employees such as maintenance and bus drivers will still have the ability to get the hours necessary for their work week. Well, some Pittsburgh students today performed random acts of kindness for residents. One of 3 groups of St. Mary's Colgan High Schoolers went to Meadowbrook Mall and handed out flowers to people. They also included a card expressing their mission to have a great day and leave people with a smile.
Been a lot of smiles, just a lot of appreciation for what we've given them, like Ethan mentioned, just they give a lot, like the Pittsburgh community gives a lot to us, and so in return it's time that we did something a little bit back to them, and just show that we appreciate each and other, and that we look forward to just getting to know them better.
The other two groups performed their random acts of kindness by cleaning up around the community. Well, the Red Cross recently declared an emergency blood shortage, so the city of Baxter Springs decided to roll up its sleeves and do something about it. And today, the high school hosted a community blood drive. The donors gave a lot to the community. Each donation has the potential to save multiple lives.
Well, I feel like it's really important. If somebody I loved was in the hospital and needed blood, I would want to help them. I would want to donate. And I know that my donation today could help somebody I love or somebody you love to save their life.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks gave donors a vintage t-shirt and an Ozarks Adventure Pass worth more than $150 in vouchers redeemable for admission offers at various attractions. You can head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for a full list of the partner attractions. A Girard, Kansas native is going to the Summer Olympics in Paris. Derek Mine secured one of the two spots on the U.S. men's trap shooting team. Now, Mine participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but this time around, he'll have an extra layer of motivation. KOAM's Fernanda Silva spoke to Mine and his parents.
Gold. Any medal would be great, but I've got my eyes set on gold.
Gold, that's the color of the medal Derek Main wants to wear in the upcoming Summer Olympics. And he knows what he needs to do to achieve that goal.
I definitely have to have a more regimented practice routine. That's something I didn't have for Tokyo.
With the help of his family and sponsors, Main now doesn't need to travel to St. Louis or to Dallas to practice. He can do that from his parents' backyard.
The biggest challenge for me right now is to not burn myself out too quickly.
There's one thing that might help Derek this time around: his family's support.
Never doubt in my mind. I booked a room back in December already in Paris, so.
It's been awesome. You know, they've been behind me since I started shooting at a young age. They've been there every step of the way. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
It's always been a dream, so I think him fulfilling that dream. Tokyo was a dream to go. Now he's on a mission to win a medal this time.
While Derek's mom usually gets too nervous to watch him shoot during the competitions, in Paris she will make an exception.
Oh, I will watch there. It's just exciting. You know, those are. We know that's been his dream.
A dream that runs in the family. Rick Main started competing when Derek was only 7 years old. 1 year later, Derek tagged along and started competing. Then it became a family thing.
And how inspiring it is to have your dad also competing.
Yeah, I can't let him get ahead of me in the medal.
I've got a lot of hope for him. His career is just taking off. I mean, I think he's got a lot of good years ahead of him.
Years, and hopefully gold medals ahead of him. In Walnut, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Main is a 2024 CAT Games gold medalist and a 2022 world champion. He and his parents are also supporting the start of the Girard High School trap team. That's awesome. Well, coming up, new research looks into the effects of multiple sclerosis on the body as patients age. A new study finds e-cigarette users experience similar changes to the DNA of certain cells as smokers. Researchers in London looked at e-cigarette users who smoke less than 100 traditional cigarettes in their lives. They say they saw genetic changes similar to the ones associated with the future development of lung cancer in smokers. For breast cancer patients whose disease has spread, a new study finds exercise can reduce pain, fatigue, and improve quality of life. Researchers in the Netherlands found the greatest improvement among patients under 50. Researchers aren't sure exactly why exercise helps with pain, but suspect it helps in reducing inflammation. Multiple sclerosis, or MS, is the most common disabling neurological disease in young adults. That's according to the National Institutes of Health. Typically, starts between the ages of 20 and 40 and can worsen over time. Mandy Gaither has more on new research into MS and aging and how some hope it helps improve quality of life for these patients.
It's a disease where the body's immune system attacks the central nervous system. Multiple sclerosis inflames the brain, spinal cord, and optic nerves.
The prevalence has been increasing over the past decade for unclear reasons.
Neurologist Dr. Benjamin Segal with Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center says MS symptoms can start in episodes that resolve when a patient is younger, but over time, more attacks can happen. The progressive form of the disease can lead to lasting decline in neurological disability. Symptoms of attacks include balance problems, muscle weakness, problems with cognition, paralysis, and tremors.
As healthcare professionals, we try to alter the course of the disease to decrease attacks and ultimately delay the progressive transition into this relentless decline.
The researchers say biological age, which measures lifelong damage to cells and organs, can be more important than chronological age, which is simply the number of years a person has lived in determining the form and severity of MS.
What we're finding is that biological age, as indicated by these tests, really is strongly associated with degree of disability in multiple sclerosis, whether you're in that progressive phase of disease, how much functional reserve that you have.
Segal says researchers are studying how to slow down or reverse biological aging to better care for patients with MS and improve quality of life. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast, and later Mount Vernon is hosting a softball tournament this week. We'll have the highlights.
Well, of course, turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperatures, again, right around 70 degrees during the afternoon, and it looks pretty good out there right now. We had a few random scattered showers earlier this evening, which were mainly in our southern counties, but besides that, we look okay. Nice shot. This is of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam, which, of course, downtown Joplin. All right, so a few showers, southern counties earlier. Those have dissipated. These are all now northern Arkansas and then north of Oklahoma City. Nothing strong, nothing severe, but we have a weak little wave passing to our south. So this is going to give us some clouds and a random shower as we go through about the next 24 hours or so. You can see it spinning out across parts of New Mexico. Very weak, but still, it will give us a random shower or two. All right, 50 in Nevada, 54 in Monette, 61 in Anderson. Bonita is at 62. Chanute is sitting at 54. We can go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline, currently sitting at 56. Northeasterly winds at about 5 to 10. So it's a little breezy. It's going to stay breezy as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. All right, let me walk you through the next 72 hours for us tonight. Again, a random shower in our southern counties. Most of us will stay dry. As we get into the morning hours, we start in the mid 40s, partly sunny skies, lower 60s by noon, and most of us will push 70 once again. But now you can see these pop-up little showers as we get into the afternoon, into the evening hours. So hit and miss light little showers tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. These are pretty much gone by Friday morning. And then as we go through the daytime hours on Friday, we get a cold front that passes through that again will give us a couple little spotty showers kind of pushing through. Behind this, we cool down a little bit, not a ton, but we cool down a little bit by Saturday morning. Overnight lows hovering just above freezing once again. Here's your Thursday day planner. 48 to start, 63 by noon. High temp near 70 once again. And if we look on a broader scale, here's that weak wave passing right on by as it works through, a little bit cooler for the weekend. And then as Sunday rolls around, showers and thunderstorms start to develop, a stronger storm system. This rolls out into the northern parts of the plains. Showers, thunderstorms, Sunday night into Monday. Could get a few showers in here next Wednesday. And then another stronger system behind it, which will head toward us as we go into late next week. So as we look at the weekend, yeah, a little bit cooler on Saturday, but still not bad. I think high temps will be into the upper 50s during the afternoon. All right, let's go 69 tomorrow, 66 on Friday, 59 on Saturday. Those evening thunderstorms on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday look good. A few showers Wednesday. Thunderstorms next Friday as well.
It's going to be a little chilly weekend, though.
A little bit, not too bad. pretty close to where we should be.
We can handle it. Not bad.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, coming up, big changes for the real estate market.
A major lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors is changing the industry's landscape. I'm going to explain what you need to know if you're looking to buy or sell a home still ahead.
Big changes coming for home buyers and sellers. The National Association of Realtors is removing the standard 6% commission on home purchases following a landmark settlement. Fox Business correspondent Kelly Saberi is in Chicago with what this means for anyone in the market to buy a house.
If a federal court approves this settlement, this will change the way agents get paid. Many of the sellers in this class action lawsuit said they did not want to pay the buyer's agent's commission when much of their job can now be done online. Katrina Campins explains that some of these home prices aren't going to change with this settlement.
There's just so much that goes into buying a home, and it's the biggest investment that you make in your lifetime. So I wouldn't try to save a penny on this process. The irony of all of this is I think sellers are going to lose, and so are buyers in this process. The only people who won in this suit are the lawyers.
NAR President Kevin Sears says this agreement is the best outcome the group could achieve in the circumstances, saying, quote, NAR exists to serve our members and American consumers. And while the settlement comes at a significant cost, we believe the benefits it will provide to our industry are worth that cost. With 1.5 million members, the NAR is powerful. It collects hundreds of millions in annual dues and owns the trademark to the word realtor. Still, some in the real estate industry say the group is at an inflection point. Celebrity real estate agent Mauricio Umansky and outspoken NAR critic Jason Haber are offering an alternative to the NAR, calling it the American Real Estate Association. Umansky telling The Hollywood Reporter, quote, the American Real Estate Association believes NAR's decision to settle this lawsuit unequivocally demonstrates a lack of interest in serving their members or safeguarding consumer interests. The American Real Estate Association aims to create another option to the multiple listing service, which has been used by NAR for decades. And it also wants to cut the amount that agents pay in dues. In Chicago, Kelly Saberi, Fox Business.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson announced today Google has chosen Kansas City for the site of a new data center. The $1 billion investment will provide up to 1,300 jobs. The tech giant also announced it'll expand a skilled trade center, a skilled trade career development program, to the Kansas City region and contribute $100,000 to the North Kansas City School District's STEAM Center. No date for construction has been announced. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly announces North America's largest roofing manufacturer plans to make a major investment in Newton. GAF, North America's largest roofing and waterproofing manufacturer, will invest more than $300 million in Newton by constructing a new shingle plant. The estimated 275,000 square foot facility will create more than 130 high-skilled manufacturing jobs in management, engineering, and operations. Construction should begin this June. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Up next, could Travis Kelce be the host of a reboot of the popular game show? Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce is reportedly in talks to host a reboot of the game show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It would stream on Amazon Prime Video. The original show, hosted by Jeff Foxworthy, ran from 2007 to 2011. And then it was rebooted by Fox in 2015 and again in 2019 for a season on Nickelodeon. Variety reports instead of a panel of fifth graders, the Kelce reboot would feature celebrity guests. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. The city of Joplin pushes residents to renew a capital improvement sales tax on the April ballot. Plus, the city of Pittsburgh buys a set of new cameras aimed at tracking the license plates of criminal suspects.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. It's up to Joplin citizens to decide on April 2nd whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax. KOAM's Amber Jenkins is live in Joplin with more. Amber?
You might have noticed this sign around Joplin about the capital improvement sales tax. I reached out to city officials and residents to get their take on this tax renewal.
The City of Joplin's capital improvement sales tax started collecting revenue in 2004 with a voter-approved renewal in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax funded 14 roadway projects. The 3/8-cent sales tax will be on the April 2nd ballot, seeking a 12-year renewal.
The very first question we get, is this a new tax? And no, this is not a new tax. This is a renewal of a tax that we've already made sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. Good evening, Council.
Levins is the chairman for the Capital Improvement Committee. He says the sales tax is the reason Joplin isn't in debt.
We make sure that everything is kosher and that everything that we do is paid for as we go. We have no debt. That's a rarity in the Midwest.
If we don't have the money, we're not going to do it. We don't like to borrow and pay it off over time.
Out of the 14 projects, 5 are not yet completed. The director for Public Works says that requesting a renewal of 12 years gives the projects more time.
It never fits with your projects and your ranking. And so by adding 2 years, I believe they actually were able to add a couple additional projects. And I think they actually added 3 additional projects.
12 years is too long for voters to not have a say. 10 years was bad enough. But 12 years, guys?
Mary Hayes Price is against the capital sales tax for multiple reasons.
If the city can't get the projects done in 10 years, let's lower it to 5 years, shorten the number of projects, build the trust with the community, and let's grow from there.
After seeing signs supporting the sales tax, Price started posting her own signs.
A vote no is a voice of change.
Voters will decide on April 2nd whether or not the capital improvement sales tax will be renewed for 12 more years. Tanya, back to you.
Amber, thank you so much. The city of Pittsburgh has installed cameras aimed at recognizing the license plates of stolen vehicles and wanted suspects. The cameras come from the company Flock Group. The city bought 14 cameras from Flock with a 2-year lease costing $42,000 per year and a $2,100 one-time installation fee. Officials say the cameras will alert law enforcement in real time when a suspect's license plate is recognized, helping to reduce crime. Well, some Pittsburgh artists today got together for a sketching session. Root Coffee House hosted the Sketch Jam event with the help of the SEK Arts Community Group. Members of the public were encouraged to bring their own sketchbook and supplies to spend the evening drawing and talking with other artists.
Artists we isolate ourselves a little bit, and so this is a great way to socialize, learn about new materials. Also, I bring inspirational material, some magazines, some art books for people if they want to try to learn something new.
Root hosts a Sketch Jam event on the 1st and 3rd Wednesdays of every month. A little bit later, tapping the brakes.
The federal government is backing down from some of its most ambitious goals for electric vehicles. I'm Caroline Shively in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
Well, it turned out to be another great one for us today. Temperatures right around 70, which is pretty hard to beat. We did get a few random little showers in our southern counties earlier this evening, but these are all down to our south now. North of Oklahoma City and then stretching into north central parts of Arkansas. Really nothing big, nothing too strong, nothing severe due to a weak wave down to our south, which is going to rotate south of us as we go through about the next 24 to 36 hours. Doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with, but it will give us some clouds and a couple random showers. Besides that, that is about it. All right, northeasterly winds anywhere from 50 to lower 60s once you get in our southern counties. Let's go outside. Here, 7th and Rangeline currently sitting at 56. Northerly winds 5 to 10. A little bit stronger than that at times. It will be breezy as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. All right, let's go through time. Most of us dry tonight. We drop back mid-40s overnight lows. As we go through the morning hours, warm into lower 60s by noon. By the afternoon, we push 70. However, isolated, little scattered showers popping up across the region into the evening hours and then dissipating by Friday morning. And then most of Friday looks pretty good. We do have a cold front that's going to slip in Friday afternoon, so we could see a spotty shower or two as that passes through. And then a little bit cooler air, it's not cold, a little bit cooler air will start to work in by the time we head into the weekend. So we'll start the weekend lows 32 to about 35. 48 in the morning, 63 by noon, high temp 69 degrees. Let's go down the road because the pattern is actually going to pick up. Here's our first weak wave, a little bit cooler behind it. Here's a stronger storm system, which is going to rotate out late Sunday into Monday. A lot of snow across the northern plains and then showers and thunderstorms across the central plains. So let's dig into that. For the weekend, it's going to be a little bit cooler on Saturday. I think most of us will top out near 60. Sunday, we should go into the 60s, but showers develop out to our west. Then some thunderstorms try to drive in Sunday night into Monday morning. Some of these storms could be a little bit stronger. Not anticipating severe right now here, maybe a little bit farther to our south, but something we'll watch. And then that storm system pulls out of here by Monday afternoon. Potential rainfall with that system, not a ton, but a lot of areas should pick up a quarter, maybe upwards to a half an inch, maybe a little bit more than that, which of course we do need the rain. 69 for you tomorrow, 66 on Friday. Saturday, pretty good. High temp, right around 60. 64 on Sunday with those thunderstorms developing by the evening hours and then clearing out just in time for Monday.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to start the work week off on a rainy day.
No, we don't.
We
For
want
sure.
to make it nice and cloudy. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, the United States is no longer among the 20 happiest countries in the world. That's according to the newly released 2024 World Happiness Report. The U.S. now ranks number 23 compared to 15 last year. Scandinavian countries top the list of the happiest countries, with Finland finishing first for the 7th year in a row. That does not surprise me that Finland is number 1. Coming up in sports, 4 high school basketball players from Southwest Missouri receive all-state honors. Plus, Diamond High School softball plays in day 2 of the Mount Vernon tournament. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Well, here in the 4 states, we have high school softball, not just in the fall, also in the spring. Several teams from Kansas and Missouri in the early stages of 2024. A few of them are in the Mount Vernon tournament this week. Diamond squares off with Ash Grove to begin the second day of the tournament. Wildcats trying to stay undefeated. Bottom of the first, Caitlin Surrey singles in the left field. Grace Frazier is being waved around to home. She scores. Diamond up 1-0. Later on in that first inning, Taylon Reeder hits this hard up the middle into the outfield. Another run comes in to score. Diamond scores 3 in the first inning. Now we go to the 3rd inning. Surrey again goes to the opposite field this time and clears the fence for a 2-run homer. Diamond leads it 5-1. But Ash Grove makes a comeback. We're tied 9-9 into the final inning of the game. There's Reeder again, hitting this one into the gap, and the game-winning run comes in to score. It's a walk-off double for Reeder. Diamond wins the game 10-9 over Ash Grove. Next game of the afternoon, Ash Grove sticks around to face the host team Mount Vernon on its home field. Bottom of the first inning, Haley Soaks hits the line drive into left. That's an RBI single, and it's 1-0 Lady Mountaineers. Bottom of the first frame, bases loaded, and Ash Groves has what looks like a hit, but it's a great defensive play there by Soaks to get the out at home plate. We go to the 3rd inning now. Game tied at 1. Ray Downing hits this ball in the center field. 2 runs come in to score. Lady Mountaineers take a 3-1 lead. Still in the 3rd, Mount Vernon leads by 2 runs. Cheyenne Bieber comes through with the push to the lead, up to 4-1 now after an RBI. Next batter, Maddie Schubert goes to the gap. That ball rolls all the way to the fence. Mount Vernon holds off another Ash Grove comeback. It's enough for the Mountaineers to win it, 9-7. And the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association releases the boys and girls all-state teams for classes 4 through 6. 4 states are well represented. Webb City's Baron Duda is a Class 5 all-state performer. In girls Class 4, Kylie Cole from Aurora is named to the all-state team, as is Nevada's Clara Swearingen, who's also committed to play college hoops at Pitt State next year. And Carl Junction's Kylie Scott is a Class 5 all-state performer as well. Well, we got another taste of March Madness tonight. The NCAA men's basketball tournament has its final 2 play-in games this evening. Now, the first matchup of the night pits 2 16 seeds against each other. Grambling State takes down Montana State in overtime of that one, 88-81. Tigers face 1 seed Purdue in the round of 64, who, keep in mind, lost to a 16 seed in last year's tournament. Now, the second game features 2 10 seeds, Colorado and Boise State. 20 minutes left to play in that one. The Buffaloes, though, lead by 2 points at halftime. Winner here faces 7 seed Florida on Friday. And in that Boise State-Colorado game, a little tie-in back to the 4 states, Cam Martin has 6 points at the half for Boise State. He started his college career over at Missouri Southern.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, and that's Boise State?
Yes.
Okay, well, whoever wins out of that game, according to my bracket, is going to beat Florida.
Wow. Call
Yeah,
it.
I've got it.
There we go.
And on top of that, I also have Grambling beating Purdue.
Wow, that's a big upset.
What the coin says goes.
True. That is true.
All right. We'll be back with more news after this. The federal government is unveiling rules that relax requirements for electric vehicles and car emissions for the time being. Now, this morning, the Alliance for Automotive Innovation called the new target a stretch goal, but one that should give the market and supply chains a chance to catch up. Fox's Caroline Shively has details from Washington.
After last year's unveiling comes this week's rollback from the Biden administration involving auto emission standards and mileage ratings for electric vehicles.
We're executing a focused, deliberate strategy that positions us to become energy independent and energy secure.
On Tuesday, the Department of Energy softened rules proposed last April that would have given automakers more fuel economy credits for producing electric vehicles. The Sierra Club says the auto industry has been overstating the miles per gallon efficiency of EVs for 2 decades, allowing them to make more gas-powered cars and still meet federal fuel efficiency standards. Republicans say the rollback is a major win for consumers and the big 3 automakers who said they couldn't meet the standards and would face $10 billion in fines over the next 8 years.
We want our gas-powered vehicles.
Separately, the Environmental Protection Agency on Wednesday is relaxing vehicle emission standards through 2030, lowering the original goal of EVs making up 60% of new cars. While the 2 new sets of rules affect electric and gas vehicles, it could be hybrids that come out the winner.
When you let market forces go to play, you end up with the compromise, which right now looks like the hybrid option for many, many, many consumers.
Climate groups and automaker Tesla have said the EPA should have imposed even stricter rules. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Well, coming up, we'll meet a mom and daughter duo competing together at the first ever Women's World Ironman event. Well, a backlog from COVID split the World Ironman into 2 separate triathlons, creating a men's race and the first ever Women's World Ironman. In honor of Women's History Month, Fox News correspondent Alexis McAdams has the story of a mother-daughter duo who competed together.
The strong mother-daughter bond between Sierra and Isabella Stockland truly focuses on the strong.
Let's go, Mom!
Now part of history, the pair competed together in the first ever Women's World Ironman. More than 2,500 women from across the world descended on Kona, Hawaii last October to run, bike, and swim more than 140 miles.
I was literally looking around and I thought, this is so awesome. Every shape, every size, every age of woman from 18 to over 80, and we're all here together.
A swimmer in high school, 18-year-old Bella, was the youngest to qualify for the race.
I stayed the youngest, I think, by 2 or 3 years was the gap. So it was super special to me.
Sierra entered the race at 45, but she wasn't always an athlete, starting in her late 30s, saying at that time even a run around the block was painful. But the training miles added up, and she began participating in more and more competitive events.
It's really exciting at this point in life to have an adventure like this. I never would have pushed myself if I hadn't done this, and I love the person that I've become because of the hard things.
The duo trained in the rain, the cold, and the Tennessee heat and humidity 6 to 7 days a week, sometimes multiple times a day. Both say it was grueling, made better when they did it together.
When you're out riding for 6 or 7 hours together, you know, she would have a couple hours where she was feeling really good and she was pulling me along, and then there'd be a time, you know, where she's just struggling and I'm pulling her along.
And it paid off, both women qualifying the same day during the same race.
That was another just really unique piece to our puzzle, that we were both in the same place. We had seen each other multiple times on the race course that day. We were at the award ceremony together.
A 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and then a 26.2-mile run or a full marathon later, they crossed the finish line.
You are an Ironman. People that don't even know you, they're looking at your bib and yelling your name. And it is like just, I mean, it's unreal.
This mom and daughter have several races on the horizon. The next one they plan to compete in together is in Hawaii, where they both qualified for last year's Ironman. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
What an inspiration. And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a pair of Tiger brothers enjoying a cake for their second birthday. Tasty. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.